Hey everybody, welcome back. PileDriver in conjunction with the weekly dosage. And here we are in my humble abode. Hulk Hogan behind me, Hustlemania on the shirt. Thanks, Dad. Cool Christmas present. I'm just gonna go at it. I've loved pro wrestling since I was a kid. It's all I ever wanted to do in life. I figured I'd get my education in high school, and as soon as that was done, I'd be a pro wrestler, and I'd make it big. And I guess in so many ways, I did make it big. Never, got that big contract that a lot of guys chase, but I made a lot of friends, a ton of fans that became like family to me. Just looking back, I had my first pro match before I even graduated high school. And today, which is March 22nd, 2001, I had my first pro match in my hometown. Cool stuff. Wasn't anything amazing, but I wrestled one of my trainers by way of Insane Sam. And it was one of the coolest things I ever got to do. Had that match like a block away from a house that I had initially grew up in with my grandmother, and it was cool. It was the first and the last time my grandmother came to a match too, because she just didn't like me getting beat up. She wasn't a huge fan of watching me get my butt kicked. Neither here nor there. She knew I was okay after the match, and that was all that mattered. What got me into pro wrestling was not only this guy behind me, but even before that, I saw a guy by the name of Ivan Putski. He was a 5'6", 5'7" brick shithouse. He was a power lifter who just gained a lot of fame and notoriety. His son, Scott Putski, even got into the game at some point in the late 80s, early 90s, and he had a little run. But, it was just it was so different back then than what we watch now. It wasn't 17 finishing moves, 3 people interfering, and then 9 false pins. You got put out of a match by a leg drop, a figure 4, a sleeper hold, a DDT. Devastating maneuvers. Not that I don't like our current product that we're getting, but I enjoyed yesteryear more. I enjoyed the gimmick and the pageantry. I enjoyed the larger-than-life characters. I enjoyed the real-life superhero aspect of professional wrestling. And you clearly had good guys and bad guys. And it was cool to root for the bad guy even back then. I mean, you look back at WrestleMania and in its humble beginnings, I can't really say humble beginnings because they were massive, bigger than any show I've ever worked in. But, you had Roddy Piper. He was like the most hated man in the WWF. And he was so popular. They loved him. They loved him. But then facing the immortal one, the incredible Terry Bollea, who doesn't want that? It was awesome. Awesome stuff. So here we are. We're coming up on WrestleMania 36. And it's going to be taking place in front of an empty crowd. Just an empty arena in the Performance Center. Hats off. Truly. I think it's cool that, the WWE is trying to give us quality entertainment still, even with all this crazy stuff going on. They're trying to allow you to escape everything that's going on, and not everybody's going to be living inside their heads. And I don't know, a lot of people hate on Vince and the product, but I say it's cool. A lot of people read through threads and stuff online that they're not, real thrilled with it and all this. And, Vince once continued a pay-per-view after a man died. And that's true, he did. But in the same aspect, Owen Hart would have probably wanted it that way. When you are a pro wrestler, there is no better thing in the world. We have our lives and our wives and our children outside of the business. But at the end of the day, when you're a pro wrestler, that's what you are. And I mean, Owen and the entire Hart legacy in pro wrestling that's left its stamp. Um, it it's irrefutable as one of the best legacies it'll ever be, ever was, ever will be. So, um, you get it. But anyways, it's something that a lot of people have been harping on. Like, well, Vince let a man die and still continued on with the show. Well, look, that happened. It's ancient history. I didn't even want to go to school the next day because I was so crushed that Owen Hart, by way of the Blue Blazer, had fallen to his death, and they continued on with the pay-per-view. And then they celebrated Owen the next night and several times afterwards, hoping eventually he gets put in the Hall of Fame. But that's up to his estate to decide. That's something that I know Brett would like to see happen. But anyways, neither here nor there. I'm going to harp on that too much. It's something cool, and it's exciting, and it's something that's never been done before. So, yeah, I understand that, watching Hulk Hogan body slam Andre the Giant would not have been as cool without a crowd. That reaction, the time Shawn Michaels came down on a zip line would have not been as cool without a crowd reaction. But at the end of the day, I don't know how many of you have actually been to a WrestleMania. I know it's just as exciting watching it at home. It's still as big of a surprise. Or we said, no, oh, we called that. It happens. I love the sport. I love the older stuff more than the newer stuff, but I love it, hands down. It's super cool. It's fun to watch. The storylines, meh. Some of the new characters, meh. Everybody wants to be a Billy Badass. Not everybody's built to be that. Not everybody is a Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's why, like I said, I enjoyed the heyday of, you look back at the Mega Powers and you look back at the Four Horsemen. Dude, Arn Anderson looked like your uncle. He'd kick the hell out of somebody. And then he'd hit him with a spine buster. And that'd be about it. You could call it a night. But it was just cool, man. Not everybody is a fan of pro wrestling, and I understand we all have our own things, but I dig it. And if you do, let me know in the comments and tell me what got you into it. Do you have any favorites now, or what? Who was your favorite when you started watching wrestling? It's just cool. I'd like to get some feedback, and if there's anything, any topics or any tales or myths in the wrestling industry that I can shed some light on, or you want me to research and discuss, I totally will. But once again, thank you for checking this out. Guys, in the weekly, I really look forward to chatting with you guys, talking about everything. I just talked to my main man, Will Tobin, today. So we'll be back with you. It's just been hectic and busy and scary for a lot of us. So till next time, enjoy, stay healthy, stay alert, stay hydrated. This is the PileDriver in conjunction with the Weekly Dosage.